It unlocks the profound journey from a tale of bloody revenge to a masterpiece of pacifist philosophy. This isn't just a story about fighting, it's a story about what happens after the fight is over, and how a man drenched in blood learns to wash his hands and build a world of peace. The genius of Vinland Saga is told through the radical transformation of its protagonist Thorfinn. His life is a story in 3 acts. First, the warrior. As a boy, he watched his father, a legendary warrior who had found peace, be murdered. This event ignites in him a singular purpose: revenge. For a decade, his entire identity is tied to the man he wants to kill, Askeladd. He lives on the battlefield, a demon of pure instinct, but he isn't truly living. He is a hollow shell, animated only by hate. Second, the slave. When his life purpose is stolen from him, Thorfinn collapses into nothingness. Stripped of his daggers, his name, and his freedom, he is sold into slavery. This is the legendary Farmland arc, and it is the heart of the entire series. In this rock-bottom state, forced into the grueling life, affirming work of farming, he finally begins his journey inwards. He confronts the ghost of the man he killed and the utter emptiness of his past life. He learns the value of building something, of community, and for the first time, he starts to think about what to do with his life, not just his death. Third, the pioneer. He emerges from slavery reborn with a new purpose, not to destroy, but to create, to atone for his violent past by building a new world, a peaceful, gentle land free from war and slavery. The Vinland of the title, his struggle is no longer to be the best fighter, but to find a way to win without fighting at all. Thorfinn's journey is shaped by the powerful figures around him. The most important is Askeladd, the series' brilliant mentor antagonist. He is the man Thorfinn hates, but he is also a segregated father who teaches him how to survive, how to think, and how to see the world. Askeladd is a tragic character, a man of noble goals pursued through brutal means. His death is not a moment of triumph for Thorfinn. It is the moment that shatters his world and forces him to find a reason to live. After Askeladd, Thorfinn's foil becomes King Kantu. Both men desire to create a paradise on earth, but their methods are polar opposites. Kantu, disillusioned with God's silence, decides to forge a utopia through conquest and absolute power by becoming a benevolent tyrant who can force peace upon the world. Thorfinn seeks to create his own utopia by escaping the world of kings and conquerors altogether, building a new society from scratch, founded on peace and equality. It's a brilliant philosophical conflict. Can you create peace through war, or must you abandon war entirely? The darkness in Vinland Saga is the stark, unromantic reality of violence. The prologue is one of the greatest deconstruction of revenge ever written. It masterfully shows us that a life built on hatred is a wasted life. When Thorfinn finally sees his goal accomplished, there is no satisfaction, no catastrix. There is only a vast, soul-crushing emptiness. The manga portrays war not just as a glorified adventure, but as a sickness, a destructive cycle that consumes fathers and sons, poisoning everything it touches. The violence is brutal and consequential. Yuki Miya ensures we understand that behind every single swing of an axe, there is a human life, a family, and a future destroyed. The true horror isn't found in monsters or demons, but in the historical reality of what people are willing to do to each other for power, for land, and for vengeance. Vinland Saga is a masterpiece because it is two stories in one and it executes both flawlessly. It begins as one of the most compelling action-packed revenge epics ever created, grounded in a meticulous historical detail. But then, its true genius is in the courage to completely abandon that formula and pivot it from a story about a warrior's strength to profound, quiet, and deeply humanistic exploration of pacifism, atonement, and community. The shift is so radical it feels like a different manga, yet it is completely natural and earned evolution for its characters. This is a story that respects its audience, trusting them to follow its characteristics. On a complex philosophical journey, it uses the brutal history of Viking Age to explore timelessness and universal questions about how we can break the cycle of violence and build a better world for ourselves and for those who come after. Vinland Saga is a triumph of characters-driven storytelling. It is an epic that finds more drama and meaning in a season of planting wheat than in a dozen battles. It argues that true strength isn't the ability to kill your enemies, but the courage to say, I have no enemies at all. What does Vinland Saga mean to you? Is Thorfinn's journey one of the greatest in all of manga? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this analysis, please like, comment and subscribe for more. And thank you very much. As always, I love you all. See you all later. Bye.